And your mom is here today.
Yep,
This
Mom
is the
is
first
here.
time Mom's been here.
First
How are you
time
doing,
Mom's
Mom?
been here.
Mom's doing fine. I'm understanding a lot more.
Well, this is her second time, and then you have another daughter who's had breast cancer.
Yep, and she lost both of her breasts back then. So it's double thing. And when they were born, they didn't have any hair or boobs. And then when you go see Sandy, because I helped her change her bandages and stuff, and I stood there and I shook my head and I said, this isn't the way it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have boobs, you're supposed to have hair, and now look at you. And we both laughed, we cried, and then Debbie, spent as much time as I could with her, and now I'm here, which she better not forget she needs me again.
Does it feel kind of helpless, though? I mean, to see your own kids? I mean, I'm thinking, I have two daughters. I thought, what could I do for them,
I don't feel helpless, I just feel like I want to be more into this. The last time it wasn't so much because we lived so far away, so we couldn't get down here as much as we wanted to. Mm-hmm. But when we could, we did come down as much as we could. It's hard.
And then this was the first chemo that I had, sitting here in these lovely hard chairs. Everybody's like, you got a smile on your face. It's like, what am I supposed to do, be grumpy?
Yeah.
I'm not one of the 7 dwarfs. I'm not going to be grumpy. So, and then, of course, this is me coming to visit Dana, and Dana is a gal friend of mine. It's a support for other people that are going through it.
Yeah.
So I've been with her to every chemo and help her through it. Sorry. This was when my hair started to fall out. This was the very first day. I put it on Facebook, starting. This was another day when I had a big mass come out. It's kind of like when you comb your hair on a horse's tail, it gets into the cockleburrs. That's what I had. And that's what they look like. And then when we started to cut it off, we put it in pigtails.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we braided them. And I said, just cut it. It's falling anyway. And that's where I have these beautiful braids that will go in my cowboy hat now. And then one morning, I was having fun after I got out of the shower and I had my short little alien hair. I took a picture. And I sent it to my mom. And then,
Did your mom tell you if you kept that or kept making that face that it would stick that way?
Yeah, sure.
and then that was after I got out of the shower when I combed it back. It's just like a little slick back thing. It's fine when it's combed, but when you pull this little hats off, it's all matted. And then that's when I first put my little white cap on. That's what it looked like. So you just wear different things from wigs to caps and hats and kerchiefs and scarves and anything to cover, because you get cold. Because our heads, they tell you, put a cap on, you're going to get cold, but you lose heat. So I have different hats. I have a nightcap that I sleep with. It's cotton. It's really soft. I put that nightcap on every night. I wear whatever when I'm going out. This was round 2 of chemo. And this was me sitting with Shadow. Shadow was in my lap. It's a therapy dog that they brought in. Were you here that day? No, you missed her.
Aww.
And that was round 2, and you'll see I just have a little kerchief on my head. And Shadow is a therapy dog now that knows over 80 commands verbally and with hands. And I scooted to the right, and he had her sit on my left, and he gave her commands, and then she did certain things. He looked at the other guy, and he goes, do you see which arm she went for? When she touched my right arm, because this is all going in the right side of my body. So this dog, and it was fun to sit with her. It was just comforting, and that's just sitting warmed up. And once they start the chemo, you get chilly, but in my little comfy chair, not with my blanket. And of course, I always have a lot of
So that's
friends.
one improvement they could make, comfier chairs?
Comfier chairs would be nice, huh? Yeah. You sit in for my rounds are 2.5 hours. I've had friends who've been in here all day long. Like Joyce and Chris, they've had 6 hours. Some of them are really long. And I had just seen a gal leaving, and I know today's her last chemo. I ran into her when I got here. And what I did 10 years ago, and what I'll do again this time is, on my very last day, I'll make monster cookies, big ones. And I bring them in for the nurses for the monster job that they do. Because you get to know them all, and you chat, and you know them by first name, and you walk by, and they're like, as you've seen, oh, you're here again. So it's funny because they spend sometimes a little time with you, or a lot of time, but they remember you. And you don't become a number, you become a face and a name. And they're all great around here. And there's volunteers, a lot of volunteers. Like this lady out here with a little pink flower in here, she volunteers. And every time I've been here, she's been here. Now, the other gals, is there anything? If you need water, they'll run and get it for you. You don't have to go anywhere. So they're great to work with.